friends, welcome. This is Archangel. So this year, I actually did No Shave November, and I let my facial hair grow for a few weeks. I have never had a beard ever, and it came in pretty thick. However, about a week ago, I could not take the ticklers on my upper lip anymore, and I shaved it and went back to my signature fuzz on the chin. You don't realize how much water vapor you exhale through your nose, and it gets trapped in mustache hair, and my upper lip always seemed to be wet. Anyhow, I was getting crazy compliments from males about how much they liked my beard. Curiously, females said nothing. Not that their input matters at all to me. They simply eyeballed me the same as they normally do, with suspicion. Yet after the facial fur was gone, then the females gave me the compliments. But of course this is to be expected. They want shovels to be clean and compliant. After I did shave, I received quite a bit of disappointment from the guys I know. They chided me, but I sensed something deeper than mere disappointment in me shaving off facial locks. It was like I had genuinely let some of them down. This is curious, yet I find this merely to be a symptom of our male devaluing culture. Males are dumbed down, emasculated, and males really have no empowered males to look up to. We see males everywhere kowtowing to females and behaving all the mandates of a gynocentric society. Males see how the male collective concedes to female preferences of appearance and dress and behavior. Males, I find, are in desperate need of a couple things. One is male camaraderie, and the other is empowered males to look up to, role models, heroes. This is why liberated males need to be the example and live the words they preach, because males everywhere are watching and they want a male to look up to and emulate. We are surrounded by males that backstab each other for female validation. We see that males are emasculated and whipped. We see males that stand for nothing besides their female addiction. Males want a sense of power and sovereignty, since they are slaves who are powerless to their female validation addiction. Thus males desire to see males that represent power, a power that being male no longer represents. This is why we love movies like 300, or why the superhero movies and franchises have exploded in the last decade. Because even as males are being marginalized and weakened, they still long to imagine and experience male power, even if only vicariously through superhero movies or the examples of awakened, empowered males. I think male empowerment is what the beard represented to these disappointed males. Whether accurate or not, the beard is a symbol of masculinity, of wild and free. And many blue pill males long to see that there are some males out there that still are wild and powerful, even if they themselves can never be, due to their state of helplessness in the face of their female validation addiction. Now, it's not the actual beard that is masculine. Facial hair is merely a secondary sexual characteristic that we can produce in females, but rather it is a symbol of masculinity, a symbol that there is something solely male, something that has not been claimed by feminism. Indeed, there are many that use facial hair as a false front. There are many whipped, simpering males that will sport beards to try and convince themselves that though they are servants, they still have power or sovereignty. Many a gynocentric imposter and male feminist will hide behind beards or facial hair. So really the beard means nothing. In fact, I have seen more beards on more doormat stroller pushing slaves or husbands than I can count. They are whipped, emasculated shovels pretending that they have power and sovereignty. And they do this to try and peddle lies of power to the world, to try and convince the world that they still have some masculinity left, some shred of power that slavery has not usurped. It is a pathetic self-soothing tactic of simps and manginas. You see, beards are not masculine power. They are simply facial follicles of hair left unattended. But rather it is about the symbology. You see, many will liken facial hair to a lion's proud mane. Yet these simpering doormats can sport manes just like the liberated warriors. After some retrospective contemplation, I came to realize that my few-week foray into facial fur was a powerful symbol of masculinity to other males. Male worth and pride are beaten so far into oblivion that males seek any symbol of male greatness, even if it is something as irrelevant as facial hair. Moreover, many of the males that were disappointed know the material that I preach about, and so they know that I walk the talk, that I am truly empowered, and so the beard was simply the completion of the awakened, empowered persona. I mean, really, what male doesn't watch fantasy or medieval movies and stand in awe of the strapping warriors with long hair and beards? There is something primal that speaks to males when we see this. It is like seeing a lion, wild, powerful, and free. This is simply another manifestation of the atmosphere of male devaluation that surrounds us. Males desperately long for male role models, young and old alike. We want a symbol of masculinity to look up to, since everything masculine has been disparaged to the point where males are ashamed of their very sex. Yet simultaneously, we have not totally killed off the male spirit, and so secretly, males thirst for a true blue, empowered male to look up to. Males know on some level that they are not liked or wanted in this world, and so they cling at any reason for being, any reason to justify their existence. And most males settle for providing labor and utility to females as their reason for deserving to exist. It's pathetic. Males will settle for the table scraps given them by the female collective, yet deep down, they thirst for male power and desire to see male greatness reflected in symbols or representations. Look at how most superhero lore rose predominantly out of the latter half of the 20th century, alongside the feminist uprising. Males desperately seek a symbol of male power, since all we know is male powerlessness and disenfranchisement. And since males are raised in emasculation, they have no compass with which to know masculinity. Thus, they will predictably revert to images of males from the past, and assume that this must be masculinity, where they observe physically imposing males with facial manes, such as Vikings or medieval warriors who were powerful, who commanded awe and respect, and took no crap. Indeed, masculinity can be represented by anything, because masculinity is not facial nor body hair. It is power and brilliance and greatness, wild and free, unencumbered by servitude to entitled, pampered, coddled, fragility feigning, utility usurping, equality demanding, chivalry expecting, self-interested leeches who spit on you when you are down, then move on to the next shovel, completely apathetic about male welfare. You see, today we are a sex of impotent slaves, shovels with beards pushing shopping carts behind the wives and bullying other males into female subjugation as well. You see, growing facial hair is easy. Any simp or dio can do it. Simply forget what a razor is for a month or two. However, tempering inner power, true masculine strength, this is what males do not have. Males are panty beggars with no self-control, addicts that exercise no sovereignty. It is not symbology of masculine that males lack. It is actual masculinity that males lack. Power, brilliance, greatness. This is the masculinity that males desire to know, and they think that growing some facial hair will give them this experience. Nope. Rejection of devaluation, rejection of disposability, rejection of gynocentrism. These will reacquaint males with their power, and they will experience masculine glory, rather than trying to glean bits and pieces of pride from superhero movies that they watch, after which they go to bed because they have to get up for work tomorrow, since they have mouths to feed and a happy life to chase by trying to make a happy wife. So males need to see other males walking the talk. Believe me, male liberation warriors are being watched. You are being the example, the role models for others to gaze upon. Your inner strength is what is causing whipped males awe and wonder. My simply cutting my facial hair and the disappointment I was privy to from other males drove home the fact that we are so devalued, so emasculated, that males grasp at anything to represent masculinity, whether it's facial hair or hunting. Males desperately need role models of masculinity, of power and sovereignty, of brilliance and creativity, and most especially, pride. Males need awakened, empowered males to look up to. My friends, be the example. Reject gynocentrism. Do not bow to devaluation. Do not concede to disposability. And other males will see this and might, just might, feel bold enough to try it also. My friends, be the hero that so many males need. Not a perfect hero held to impossible standards, but a hero that stands against injustice and a hero that gets back up after falling down. Friends, you make the difference. Be the change. Stand with me, live free.